So, guys, we are out of the EFL Cup, and this is round 2 for me. I already recorded my review, and I was on mute. So, do you know what? I've actually calmed down a bit, so maybe it's a good idea. I think I laid into the team a little bit too much, actually. You can tell by the title, stats don't mean anything, and by that, I mean this. This momentum chart. Think of it as domination. It's having the ball, how threatening you are. It's kind of like a bunch of things that determine the momentum of the game. And as you can see, and yes, we are the one in yellow or lime green, whatever it is. I've had LASIK. Okay, I'm pretty sure I can see that. Am I colorblind now? We've dominated the game for large majority. The large majority of this game, flawless, right? We were dominating. We had all of the chances, right? No, stats mean nothing. 72% of the ball. For what? For 14 shots, 3 of them on target. 1 of them was a big chance. What were we doing? It's so disappointing that we can have stats like this and get pumped. It should have been 3-0. I mean, we got the goal late on in the game and technically the game had run out of time, but whatever, like 3-1, it doesn't matter. It was a good finish from Ødegaard and I think he needed that. He's been a little bit poor recently. I've heard, though, I think Arteta said it himself. He's actually been carrying a little bit of an injury, which might explain it. These subs, Declan Rice should have started, in my opinion. It was a massive game for him to go back to West Ham. Was that injury related? I don't know. Tomiyasu should have started. He's been our best left back this season. Zinchenko put in a really average, maybe even poor performance today. Saka didn't do too much, and I was quite happy for him to rest, to be fair. Martinelli didn't really have time to do much, and obviously Martin got the goal. Let's talk about West Ham, because I didn't give them enough credit in my last recording, so I'm going to give them some credit because they were brilliant today. They were very clinical. They put away their chances. They defended well. As a unit, they were better defensively than Arsenal. I think other than the first goal, which I'll talk about, they deserve the other two. I think the first goal was very unfortunate. Fabianski, solid as always, even though he's about 55 years old, ex-Arsenal, what a player. Mavropanos, ex-Arsenal, had a good game as well. I'm a huge fan of Agard. Really, really good. Is he Moroccan? I think he's Moroccan. Yeah, Morocco. He's really good. I like him. Alvarez, great signing to replace Rice. And next to Souček, really strong. Completely dominated a Jorginho that, I mean, bless him, he doesn't have the legs anymore. He can't play as a lone number 6. If you've got Vieira and Havertz, you simply need Declan Rice or maybe Partey to do that single. It's basically 2 positions in one. It's kind of like the Kante in the Leicester era. They can do that because they're way more, I guess, physically gifted is what I'm trying to say. They can do it. Jorginho can't. He looked exhausted. And I'm not blaming him to do that role here all on his own with Vieira and Havertz going forward. Nah, it wasn't good. Havertz, again, it's so frustrating because I really don't think he's playing that badly, but he just kind of sucks. 65 million. I'm thinking, please, have you kept the receipt? I would very much like to take that 65 million back at the end of this season if he doesn't improve, because he's got that 1 goal, that charity penalty against Bournemouth, and it's just not good enough. He's making good passing, good movement. He's winning headers. He's chesting it down and holding it up, but he's not getting anything. There's no end product, and he looks so shaky. He's completely no confidence. Confidence shot. A bit like Ramsdale, I thought today. Just did not look comfortable. He knows he's got to prove himself again. And by no fault of his own, really, Raya's come in and he is now the number 1. I think it's pretty clear. Nelson was good. I thought he was okay until he came off. And Nketiah couldn't keep his good form up with his hat-trick at the weekend. Basically nothing today. He had 1 really good chance, which he skied with his left foot. Trossard really didn't do too much. Look, it was poor. It was poor, and West Ham deserved the win. So fair play to them. They deserve to go through. Let's talk about this first goal. And VAR, you guys know I'm not a fan of VAR. I would happily remove the entire thing. Genuinely, I'd do it right now. Just get rid of it. It wasn't available today. You're probably thinking, what? I mean, it's It's at the London Stadium. They clearly have the capability of doing VAR. They do it every week. But no, in the Carabao Cup, there is no VAR until the semi-finals. They'll just switch it on for that. Now, if you've got the technology, just use it. What's the point in... I'm trying to work out the reasoning. It must be financial. It must be a financial decision. And I'm trying to work out exactly how much it would cost to run VAR. I'm just going to throw a figure out there. I reckon it's probably about £5,000, £5,000 maybe. What have you got? 4 or 5 staff? Maybe they're on, I don't know, £400 for the game or something like that. The electricity, the walkie-talkies, and I just can't, for the sake of being logical, think of why there is no VAR in a game with 2 Premier League sides at a very modern stadium as well. There's no excuse. It's not like we're playing at a 2,000-seater where they can't put cameras up. And it's a load of rubbish. And the first goal would not have stood. Simple as that. You might argue against me. You might say that, because what I'm saying is Ramsdale got fouled. He did. He literally had his shirt being yanked across him. Like, that is not fair. Whether he was going to get to the ball or not doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Is it a foul? Yes. Is it in the box? Yes. Is it a free kick / penalty? Well, obviously it's not a penalty because it's our own box, but it's a free kick. The goal shouldn't stand. It is as simple as that, because goalkeepers are kind of important when it comes to corners and free kicks, and ridiculous. And I think if the referee had seen it, he probably would have disallowed it. He would have blown the whistle before it even hit the back of the net. He would have seen the shirt pulling. But regardless, it's not Ben White's fault. It happens. And I'm not even going to sit here and say we didn't deserve to lose because of that goal. The thing is it does change the game. We were looking pretty good in that first half. We were dominating. We were definitely, having a better time in front of goal than West Ham were, but the goal just completely changed that, and they looked a lot more dangerous, even though they didn't really have much of the ball. But I don't feel like that was Ben White's fault or Ramsdale's fault. It is one of those things. If I was watching this game and it was the first football match I'd ever seen, I would have been so confused, because losing 3-1, that's quite a heavy defeat. Realistically, it was 3-0, right into the last seconds. And the team losing 3-0 weren't that bad. I'd be sitting there thinking, this sport's weird. It's fascinating, really, when you look at these stats. We played them again on the 28th of December, so that'll be in the Premier League at the Emirates. We'll get our own backs there. Would have really liked to seen Declan Rice start this one. Now, George said, we lacked any rhythm going forward whatsoever. We were unlucky with the first goal, but the other 2 were poorly defended. Very true. The second goal was just class from Kudus. We should have signed him. I called it at the time. I said Kudus would be the perfect Saka backup. He can play through the middle. He can play up front. Oh, he's a baller. Such a good goal through Gabriel's legs as well. So nothing we can't complain about that. It's just really good individual play. And that's what I think West Ham had today. Better individual performances. What else did he say here? Oh, sorry. Yeah, the third goal that we conceded. Little bit unfortunate with deflections. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? On another day, they don't go in. Starting to think that Tommy should be our first choice at left back. I agree, as I've already said. Zinchenko just hasn't been able to do that inverted role that he loves to do. I think teams have worked it out. They're nullifying him. They're able to stop Zinchenko from dominating in midfield like he was last season. And that's part of football. You do need to change it up. And I think Tomiyasu gives us a different profile. Move on to Saturday. Carabao Cup is only good if you win it. I mean, it's kind of true. Does anyone actually care about the EFL Cup unless they win? I don't know about that. I would rather we won. Obviously, I don't want to lose the game. Ruben says, I know some people are going to say, well, it's only the EFL Cup and it doesn't matter. It does matter. We can't just go and lose 3-1 to West Ham. I agree. You can't do that. We have to perform better and do better onto the weekend for Newcastle, who I believe are still playing against United right now. It's 3-0. Oh dear. Well, that's rather embarrassing, isn't it? Look, guys, it is what it is. We've been knocked out of the EFL Cup. It does mean we've got a few less fixtures, but it's disappointing because it's a winnable tournament for us. I actually feel like we would have been one of the favourites. But we're out. And it just means that this game against Newcastle is even bigger. If we go there and lose, that means we've lost in every competition so far this season, other than the FA Cup. So we would have finally lost in the league. We've already lost in the Champions League against Lens. We've now lost against West Ham. All of a sudden, this talk of Arsenal being unbeaten, which, yeah, we are in the Premier League this season, gone, evaporates. And confidence will be low after this game, for sure. At least, I hope it's not, because it wasn't the worst performance I've seen. This was just another Arsenal performance from this season where we're just not shifting into second and third gear. We're just not really at it, and it's very frustrating. But hopefully we win St James's Park at the weekend. No career mode video today. I know it'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. and then another one on Friday. It's the final 2 episodes of season 2. They're absolute bangers. I hope you enjoy them. And we'll be back on, I think it's Saturday, the game against Newcastle. And we'll bounce back. We'll beat them. I think. I hope.